He is Milt Lady, White Township Manager, talking to us this morning and on a topic that, has unfortunately been a topic this summer, and that is flooding. And White Township, we had the Center Township supervisors met last night. They were talking about flooding. I would assume that that's going to be a big topic for the supervisors tomorrow, too.
Yes. Good morning, Todd. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of issues that we've dealt with, are still dealing with, and it will be an update will be made at the supervisor meeting on Wednesday night. But that's been most of our focus for the last several weeks due to the rains that occurred on the 16th and the 22nd. We're still encouraging property owners to call in, let us know what damages, but we have a form up on our website that you can download. It's a PEMA form that we obtained that will provide us a report on the damages that you received. Now, just to clarify, those we'll report that to the county, and then they'll submit it to the state. And we have to meet a threshold of, I believe it's $3.83 per capita for the county, which is about 80,000 people. So that's almost $300,000 in damages to obtain any assistance. And typically that assistance is only in low-interest loans to either make repairs or replace property damage. So just to clarify, it's not going to be government funds that are free and available to people, but there is assistance possibly out there if we meet that threshold.
There's a price to pay. Now, all across this area, and as we see on our TV news all the time, all across America, that flooding has become a big issue. And in Pittsburgh, there's the one place, Streets Run Road, that it floods every week, every time it rains. And one of the issues with that is regulation and the ability to do what used to be done on a pretty regular basis, dredging up streams and getting all the silt out of them so that they don't get clogged up and the water has some place to go. That is much more difficult now than it ever has been, isn't it?
That's right. And a lot of property owners have questioned us on that with their phone calls and all that. And we used to. You used to be able to go dredge streams and increase the capacity, but we're not allowed to do that anymore. We're only allowed to go 50 feet upstream or downstream of a culvert or cross pipe to keep it free and clear of debris that may accumulate on either upstream or downstream. But DEP will not allow us to go in and dredge streams like we used to in the past. I know McCarthy Run's been done in the past, both by our offices, up by the mall and those at Hickory Lane and those areas. But we're not allowed to do that anymore. And people ask us to come and do that, and we just can't. The DEP won't allow it.
Yeah, and it's interesting the why of that, because you know that if you can only go 50 feet away, it's going to wash right back down, and the problem is right back.
The logic is that by opening up the streams, you increase the velocity of the stream flow, and that causes higher erosions. So they don't want the stream banks. They want the stream banks to become stabilized with vegetation. Now, not big trees, things like that. They want shrubs and low-growing tree-type vegetation to slow the velocity of the streams down so that you don't get all this sediment and stuff washing down the streams and filling up ponds and going on down into the ecosystem, causing issues.
All right.
That's their logic, whether you agree with it or not.
But that is why we have the flooding problem that is becoming more and more evident.
One of the reasons.
So folks in White Township have obviously been contacting you, and I know that, when you have so many issues all at once like that, the calls can get backed up a little bit, but you're making every effort to address each one.
We have a list. We're up to almost 100 calls. I know we have not returned some of those. People keep calling in. We will get to you. We will call you back to find out what your issues are and schedule you either for a road crew foreman to visit you, see, because some people are just asking for help. They're not really reporting a problem they necessarily want us to deal with. They just need some help in how they can solve their issue. And we're willing to do that. Sewer laterals and things like that are on their homes, we'll help them inspect. We can camera them, help clean them if that's the case. A lot of flooding brings out the worst in issues that already may exist, but during normal circumstances, you don't know they're there, like tree roots and laterals. Yeah. If they get in there, your system may work fine, but when you get a heavy rain and it gets infiltration, they back up, and that's when these problems really occur. And we're willing to come in and inspect that. We can jet the lines and help clear those roots out. If the roots are too bad, sometimes you just have to dig the lateral up and replace it. But we're willing to help you investigate those issues. We will call you back and schedule that, but you have to allow us some time. We have over 728 stormwater inlets in the township alone.
Wow.
And that's a lot of clean outs. We're still going around cleaning out. People have called in saying, I think the inlet in front of my property is plugged. We'll come out and inspect it. We'll run a camera down in there and look down both ways in the pipes. And we'll bring a vacuum truck out that we have and suck them out or jet them if we need to. But there's been a lot of issues like stormwater drains being plugged.
Yeah. Milt Lady is with us, White Township Manager. We're talking about storm damage from last month's rains. Road crews, what kind of damages are they finding? Are there particular areas where you know that you've got some work to do?
We have one road that the shoulder has literally disappeared, and there's a stream right 20 feet below it. We're actually considering having to relocate the road another 15, 20 feet, maybe even 40 feet. So it's going to require buying some property and all that. So that's the worst case we have. Most of it's been cross pipes were plugged. We're out there cleaning them out. Ditches were they were washed out, so we've had to add stone and rock to build up the shoulders again. We probably had about 20 sections or more of roads that required repair. I think we've pretty much caught up, except for the big one that I mentioned.
Now, which road is that?
That's Muller Road, and it's the only way in and out for those residents. So we are concerned that we don't think there's a danger right now, but if we got another heavy rain or whatever, it could get worse. So
there's no road restriction in place?
No, there's none. We have cones along the edge, so you don't drive right on the edge. But we're probably going to put some curbing up to keep it from washing out farther until we obtain the funds or whatever and work with the property owners to relocate that road.
So you keep working on the road situation. What about, you did mention the cross pipes. So what's the sewage, storm sewer situation?
Storm sewer, we're still, there's some pipes that are just in bad shape that we've got to look into putting them higher up on our priority list to address. They're old systems. We realize a lot of them are undersized, but it requires funds, and that's why we did Chevy Chase last year. But that's only one of 3 phases up there, and I know a lot of people have questioned, well, I'm paying this stormwater fee now. Why aren't my areas getting fixed? Well, Chevy Chase, that project alone was $600,000, and we only collected $300,000 last year with that stormwater fee. So even though we're collecting that fee, it's going to take time to build up that reserve to address some of these issues.
Yeah. Now, when you have storms that cause flooding and damage, and everything has to be committed to making sure people are safe and getting that damage repaired, obviously the rest of what you might have planned for the summer gets backed up. It gets pushed back to later in the season and maybe won't even be done in this season. Are you running into those sorts of issues?
No, they'll be done. Yeah. Our guys will work overtime to get her done. But like St. Clair Road, we had to put in a lot of extra hours and get that road back. It had a lot of washouts, so we had to get it back in shape because we just seal coated that. People call it tar and chip. It's seal coating. We just did that last Friday. So we stay on track. We got our paving that we're going to be doing. The contractor's scheduled to come in the last half of August here, so we've got to get those roads patched and ready for the paving. So that's our priority right now. I think we've pretty much band-aided all the minor stuff that occurred during the flooding, that we can move on to fix our other projects we're scheduled for. But we'll come back and readdress some of those issues.
Got to get a ball field ready for tonight too, don't you?
Oh my gosh, those guys are. It's rough for them. It's just rain.
Yeah, and rain in the forecast for tonight when they're trying to get that game in for the Youth Legion. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. Planning Commission meeting tonight?
That's correct.
Anything on the agenda we need to know about there?
No, nothing. Just some subdivisions, but no real issues that I'm aware of.
And then the supervisors will be meeting tomorrow night?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we'll continue to watch what's going on with the supervisors as well. He's Milt Lady from White Township. We got a couple of minutes left here, Milt. I wanted to talk about you mentioned pickleball off the microphone a couple of moments ago. Pickleball's a reality now in White Township, isn't it?
It is. Up at Kennedy King Park, there's a group that plays up there pretty religiously. They're there almost every day, if not every other, and they welcome new people. They love to spread the sport and get people involved. So, stop up, and give it a try. It's I have not done it yet. I'd like to try it sometime, but I hear it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
Bill Reynolds is going to come in later this month and talk with us about it.
Oh, good.
And folks obviously are going to want to know about the dog park. Anything going on with it?
Rain. We've been trying to get in there to pave the walking path that goes up to it. The fencing company, they've been approved to come in and put the fence up, but it's just too wet. We'll do more damage up there than we can afford to repair.
Yeah, okay. So getting back to our original topic, folks still need to contact you about storm-related damage or concerns. What number should they call?
They should call the main office, 724-463-8585, or go to our website, which is www.whitetownship.org, and you can find the form right on the home page. There's a link there to click on, print out that first page, and fill that out and mail that in. Or if you call us, we can mail it to you if you don't have access to our website. And fill that form out, get that information to us. If you have an issue that you need us to look at, please call and we'll schedule that, get it on the list. And but we will call everybody back. Just be patient.
Very good. All right, go put on the big rubber boots and help them fill in some holes with some diamond dust out there at the ball field, will you?
Well, I had my days out there.
Yeah, I know you did. Thank you so much, Milt.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. It is Indiana in the Morning, presented, as always, by First Commonwealth Bank here on AM 1160 WCCS 101.1 FM. Fox News is up next at the top of the hour. Josh Whittison in the newsroom after that.